Don't worry about me, I'ma be alright. Got G-O-D all over my life.
All right. Hey, how you doing? Fearfully, wonderfully made family. Today is a beautiful day. And while we have this day, I'm going to try to enjoy it and just be out in the elements. And while I'm doing DoorDash and Instacart, right now everything is a little bit slow. But I surmise at some point that it will get busier. All right. Now, at any rate, there were some things that were crossing my mind as I was taking a shower today. And I was praying and meditating and preparing to start my my gig work. And just this epiphany came, light bulb, whatever you want to call it. And I've been dealing with a lot of frustration and a lot of anger. And I know that that is a part of the 5 stages of grief, so they say, whatever. And grief doesn't just have to be, y'all, as far as you lose a loved one. It could be a loss of a job, loss of a marriage, friendship, whatever that that encompasses for you. All right. In the meanwhile, I'm realizing the source of my frustration and anger is basically the lack of control. The feeling of not being in control. Now, not regarding other people, not trying to control them, but I mean controlling the narrative, controlling how your atmosphere is. It's sort of like you being the thermometer, right? Well, not the thermometer, I would say the thermostat. Because the thermometer only tells you what the temperature is. But the thermostat is really what controls everything. In our bodies, in the house, all of this stuff. And sometimes we want to be thermostats. Where we want to be able to control the gauge, how hot it gets, how, cold it is, and all the above. And I realize in life that we always want to control whether we're experiencing bad things, good things, not so good, ugly, tragic, all the above. And I think when things like that happen, it is a good dose of reality that we are only human. And that God is the ultimate thermostat of it all. And what I mean by that is that he is the one that controls life and death and other things. And then there are also things that we do, y'all, that put us in circumstances that we don't necessarily want to be in. But imagine if you got to control every aspect of your life, you would never be able to experience even the most heinous things, the most traumatic things, the most painful things that cause you to grow as a human being. And I know we don't like tragedy. We don't like death. We don't like heartache and pain. We don't like disappointment. We don't like frustration. We don't like anger. But it's a necessary thing in our lives to help us to grow. And I'll be the first one to tell you that, listen, I want more good things than I got bad. I'm like, Lord, okay, wait a minute. I need you to equalize it, bring some balance to it, something, because all this negative seems to be out of control. And I think at times I get angry because I realize I can't do anything to change it. Like when my mother was passing away, I could do nothing to change it. I could do nothing to help her. When she was in pain, I felt the most helpless I've ever felt in my life. Couldn't do anything to take her out of the pain. Couldn't do anything to remove the illness that she was dealing with. The only thing I had within my resource was to pray. To pray and to love on her, because that's all I could do. And many times in life, even in our own struggle, all we're going to be able to do is love on ourselves, speak the word, speak your affirmation over your own life, and wait it out. Wait it out. And you don't have the power to change it except to pray about it. Because there's certain things in life, guys, that we're not going to be able to change. We're not. Then there's other things that God does allow us to change and challenge and all of that. But it's just those moments when you realize you cannot control the outcome sometimes in your life. Sometimes your life has to take the course that it's taking, painful and all. And it's sort of like having a ride a long wave, and you don't know where the wave is going to stop. You don't know any of it. It's like riding in the eye of, riding in the storm. But they say the safest place in the storm is the eye of the storm. That's the safest place, in the eye of it. And so I'm sharing this with you guys because, I'm obviously going through different transitions in my life. Having to be a caretaker for my mother, having to be in control of every aspect of her life, now to having to learn how to take care of myself again. I was telling my younger cousin, I said, you can't really spend much time worrying about what people have said, their opinions or any of that, because guess what? Even after you lower your mother in the ground, that's when life begins again for you. You have to figure out what your new normal is. You have to figure out the yes and the no's, meaning what you will stand for, what you won't. And all of those things can be frustrating. They can be exhausting. Stress is exhausting. Talking sometimes is exhausting. I tell people a lot of times that there are times I don't want to show up. And I don't want to be me today. Because what me looks like is pain. But I know, according to what Romans 8:31 says, all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. The good, the bad, the indifferent, the what seems unfair, tragic, hurtful, cruel, God's gonna work it for my good. And therefore, I am able to get up in the morning knowing that every day is a new day of untapped mercy and untapped grace. And I didn't cap out on it yesterday, but he gave me a brand new start, a brand new day. And so ultimately, what am I saying? How am I dealing with frustration? By remembering every day is a new day. And what yesterday looked like, today is not going to look like. What today looked like, tomorrow's not going to look like. If I am blessed to see a new day, a new dawning, then it's going to look different every day. Every day I'm not going to be filled with frustration or anger or grief. There will be days where I remember my mom and I'm laughing about something that she said. There are days where I'll reminisce off of my parents' life. And then there are days I will remember this incredible legacy that they left me. And find myself being grateful whether I struggle with it or I don't. I realize that many people aren't even left with a choice to make, and I am. I hope that this is encouraging for you. This is a little piece of my life. I know y'all think I'm like this extrovert person, like this outward going person, but I'm really more inward. I'm one of those, what do they call it? Extroverts, introverts, whatever, however they call it. You guys can correct me. But, I am able to deal with people, talk with people, discuss with people, be in crowds of people. But then after a certain point, I have to steal away and get by myself to recharge myself. But I wanted to come and share this part of the journey that is not always pretty, and it is not always this hunky-dory story. I don't ever want to portray that, because my life has been far from that. There have been moments of joy, there have been moments of peace, and there certainly have been moments of chaos and stress and strain. And I realized that you don't automatically go through the changes in your body or the stresses in your body or the different hormonal changes right at the moment that you're dealing with the stress. It's after everything has calmed down that your body now alerts you and says, I was stressed out. And it manifests in ways of fatigue, your body hurting, inflammation, bloating, all that different things. And it's not until you have maybe a couple of months to settle down that you realize, oh my gosh, my body is screaming for help. Because you were so focused on that scenario, that child, that divorce, that death, that caretaking. Yeah. God has made the body miraculous, y'all. That's all I can say. And he's made it to be able to sometimes hold under extreme fire. Not physical. I'm talking about life. Yeah.
Don't worry about me, I'ma be alright. Got G-O-D all over my life. Don't worry where I've been, what I did, how I came up. Everything was a sin until they changed. Don't worry about me.